and start by
Okay.
stating the name of the police department, and then just tell me what happened.
Okay, it's Nassau County, the fourth precinct.
Okay.
Okay, Saturday night about around 1 a.m. I was parked on Central Avenue in Cedarhurst in a car. It was me and my boyfriend and I was looking up a hotel on my phone, whatever. So I was just searching for a hotel, parked over, whatever. So then a car pulled up behind me, and then an officer walked to the door. I wound the window down. So she's like, "What are you doing here?" I told her, I said, "I'm looking for a hotel." She's like, "Well, you need to leave. You need to leave now." I was like, "Why do I need to leave?" She's like, "You need to leave." And she said to me, "Give me your ID." So I gave her my ID, and she asked him for his ID, and he gave her his ID. She said, "Stay put. There are more cars coming." So then she went to her car. Then two more police cars showed up. So a male officer approached the window, and I asked him, I was like, "What is the point of this?" I was like, "I'm sitting here parked." He's like, "Oh, someone called and complained that you were parked in front of their house." I was like, "So what? The street doesn't belong to them. I can park here." He's like, I was like, "And then you guys tell me I have to leave?" I was like, "You don't have authority to tell me I have to leave. I'm parked somewhere." He's like, "Oh, I didn't tell you I have to leave." He's like, "If you were in front of my house, I would call the cops too." I said, "Because someone is parked in front of your house, that's the reason to call the cops?" He's like, "Yeah, you can't say you're parked in front of someone's house." I'm like, "The street doesn't belong to them. This is government property." So the female, and I asked him, I said, "What's your badge number?" He gave me his badge number. He walked off. Then the female officer came back to the car, and she gave us back our IDs. She wrote down a description of us, what we were wearing and everything. So I said to her, I said, "What is the point of this?" She's like, "Oh, you don't belong here. You can't park here. You can't be here. You should leave. You should leave." I was like, and then after she was like to me, I was like, "What's your badge number?" She was like, "Right here." I said, "I can't see it. It's dark." She's like, "You don't know how to read?" I said, "Oh, so you're refusing to give me a badge number?" And she gave it to me, and that was that. So then she got back to the vehicle. The other guy, so she was like, "Oh, you want to be nasty to me? So I'm going to be nasty to you." I said, "You would be nasty to me first." I said, "I don't understand why you asking for ID. Like, what is the problem with you being parked right here?" So that was the end of that. I might be missing out pieces, whatever. So she got back to her car, and the other officers got back to their car, which I thought laughed, whatever. She sat there behind us for another 15 minutes, and then when I finally pulled off, the other officer was still parked up the block. So then I went to the fourth precinct to file a complaint, whatever, and I spoke with the sergeant, and I explained everything to her. Then she told me, okay, she showed me that a guy called saying that a car was parked outside his house for more than 20 minutes and he doesn't recognize the car. So I guess, I don't know, I don't think that police response to a call like that. Like, I parked outside his house for more than 20 minutes and he doesn't recognize the vehicle. And she showed me the report that the police officer wrote also. And she explained to me that there was a murder in Inwood. My job is she hurts anyway. She's like, "Oh, it's probably because of the murder. They're going, all into whatever." She's like, and the guy that I was with, she's like, he fits the description of the suspect, except he has braids. If you have braids, you don't fit the description of the suspect. I guess she ran a warrant check on us and all that, and then the officer told me to think about it, whatever, and if I feel like making a complaint to come back. And then this was on Saturday, and it still bothers me. Like, I feel violated. Like, I feel like I was racially profiled. Like, I have never been arrested. He has never been arrested. All we were doing were sitting in a parked car, and then we were told that we need to leave, and I don't understand why.
Okay, and did they cite you, or did they do anything beyond stopping you and talking to you?
Yeah, they talked to us, whatever. We were parked up.
Oh, well, let me just say this. I absolutely think you have grounds for a complaint, and I'm intimately familiar with Nassau County. Um,
Uh-huh.
we did an undercover investigation on that department maybe about 5 years ago, and they didn't do too
Yeah.
well. So
Uh-huh.
I'm very familiar with what can happen there, and our investigation was about racial profiling at the time. So,
Yeah, like, I have no experience in they just made me feel like I was, like, it's a white neighborhood, yes. I just felt like, she made me feel like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. Like, if I'm parked somewhere else, nobody's gonna complain. Like, why is it an issue for me to be parked in a car on a street? You're gonna tell me I need to leave?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to attach the previous investigation we did with Nassau County to your current complaint. And then I think we should take this a bit further and maybe turn it over to the Justice Department, because this department seems to have a penchant for targeting minority drivers and telling. In fact, it's funny you should say it the way you just described it. The other driver said exactly the same thing, that he was ordered to leave the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you?
Oh, she's like, yes, if there's no hotels around here. I said, actually, there's a hotel over there and over there. I'm like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing anyway. Sit here and park it up. I said, would rather me use my phone, like use my phone while I'm driving, like Google it? She's like, it's just the fact that she told me I need to leave. I'm like, what? And then the other officer says, like, if you're parked in front of my house, I'd call the cops too. I said, why would you call the cops if someone's parked in front of your house? The street does not belong to you.
I got you.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, you're 25, and you were not committing any criminal offense, and you were parked legally.
No, I just parked legally looking through my phone, like Googling.
Okay. All right, I have enough information for your complaint. I'm going to stop it there.